What's up, everybody? It's me, Erica, and we are down here. Hold on. Okay, we're back. I needed to make some adjustments. I could barely see myself on the damn screen. What's up, everybody? It's me. We are down here. Happy Monday. Happy Labor Day. I hope nobody is doing any type of labor of any sort. I hope everybody is relaxing and doing whatever they want to do. I hope no one is doing any labor today. Okay? So, what is going on? My eyes are looking real bright underneath. We are down here, girl. Girl. So we don't have nothing to talk about. There was this couple of things that I had seen.
I sponsor the now. Yes. I sponsor the blog. Let me tell you something.
Down to the blogs. One of the first things that I saw was we got an alert that two people failed in uh, their mission of parenthood. King Harris, TI's delinquent, belligerent, unruly, undisciplined, unstructured, come from a two-parent home son. Somebody's parents, that girl's parents failed her. Yes, you've heard it here, girl. King Harris was able to climb in between somebody's legs, somebody's daughter's legs, with an unprotected penis and ejaculate in their daughter. Yes. Mm-hmm. And he fertilized his manure. Yes, fertilized her egg. And she is with child. Yes, somebody is about to duplicate the DNA of King Baby Harris. Yes, y'all. Yes. So the fight is not over. This is just proof that we need to keep fighting, ladies. Because this girl is down to the internet. And baby, if God willing, if Mother Earth answers the call, your baby will look just like its daddy. A little girl. Look just like her daddy. And name her Queen, honey. Name her ass King Jr. Yes, y'all. T.I. announced that he was about to be a grandfather and that his son King is about to have a baby. I can't believe that girl's parents failed her and her community failed her. Yeah, her community failed her. Do you hear me? Yes, her community failed her. The fact that King Harris had an opportunity to lay in between a young woman's legs, the community has failed those girls. Anybody in close proximity to King Harris and reproduced his DNA, yeah, her community failed her. Yes. Yep. Baby, we would have been down to the Planned Parenthood. We would have been having a fetus deletus. Pregnant by who? Absolutely not. You're not about to duplicate that demon's DNA. Absolutely not. Here it is.
Just became a father, so I got two grandchildren now.
Wow, congrats.
Yeah, I got two granddaughters. I got a grandson on the way.
Wow.
King's about to have a son.
King's about to have a son. Congrats.
Yeah. And I told him I'm going to make this the greatest gangster of all times. I will raise this child to torture you the way you tortured me. I promise you, there will be an indictment in this young one.
So just continue the cycle, and, right? They say keep the daddies in the home. Continue the cycle. Yes, produce one delinquent, another terrorist. Keep producing domestic terrorists. Yeah, keep duplicating these niggas' DNA. You reproducing terrorists. And the grandfather just said he's going to make sure he terrorizes everybody more than I taught you to terrorize everybody. Right. The fact that he act like King is not a product of him, his behavior is not a product of him, That's what happens. You have to, that he comes from a 2-parent household. King Harris comes from a 2-parent household. Yep. Daddy and mama accused of all kind of crazy shit. Come from a 2-parent household. He sure did. And look at him, unmarried, with a baby on the way. Sound a little bit like Cam Newton, another motherfucker who came from a 2-parent home, God-fearing 2-parent home. According to him, his mother was an angel, a virgin, honey, a virgin. All she knows is my father. That's what she told you. Then you have down to the Braxtons. This is what I'm talking about. Just because a person has been married for a long time doesn't mean that the relationship was what it was. And in death, you find out what that person's wishes were, what their final wishes were, will tell you what their fucking marriage looked like for real. Down to the Braxtons, you already know what's going on. Down to the Braxtons, the people are mad because Kevin Jr. was put in charge of his mother's final wishes, the child. But everybody is so concerned about this man who has no blood relation to this woman being in charge of her affairs. And we know how niggas behave. And we know how women stay in marriages longer than they should. Right? We know how y'all put more stock in the quantity and not the quality of the marriage, right? Put some respect. Remember Letitia Scott down there? Put some respect on our marriage. What? While Marsupio fucking makes you look like a damn clown every fucking week? Put some respect on that? Yeah, because they've been married a long time. Stop acting like we don't know how people stay in marriages, right? Because Tracy learned from her mother and father. She come from a 2-parent home and learned to stay in a relationship long after it's expired, even if the man cheats on you. She learned it too. But in her death, she said, oh, no, the fuck he won't. And if anybody knows anything about motherfucking Tracy, bitch, it's you. No, the fuck they won't. No, the fuck they won't. Y'all had it. Then y'all want to get down here. Y'all want to get down here, the sisters, and act like y'all didn't fucking push that girl to the side all the time. Oh yeah, push that girl to the side all the time. The wannabe, right? Yeah, you didn't like her, man, but you didn't really fuck with her either. And Tawanda down there calling her nephew a nickname don't nobody fucking know. So you can feels a little manipulative to me to call somebody by a name as if you're really familiar with them. And when was the last time? Do you really fuck with Kevin Jr.? Because now I'm thinking you being manipulative when you start using terms of endearment that you don't use on me all the time, to the point where other people, family members, don't really know. Like I shared in Rodney's comment section on the Braxton's review. My uncle, he's dead now. My uncle used to call me Ricky. Every now and again, he would call me Ricky, short for Erica. My grandmother, every now and again, would call me Ricky because that's what he called me. So it was almost like only they knew that he called me that, right? So if in my death, and my uncle was a domestic terrorist, okay? He had his nice days, but baby, when that was a hell fucking raiser. Do you hear me? A hell raiser, okay? So just like the whole typical thing. So if in my death, he and I weren't really close, and he started calling me, oh, and Ricky, because Ricky, and people be like, who the fuck is Ricky? Well, I called her that, but it wasn't something that I always called her that because we wasn't really close like that. So I wasn't really calling her terms of endearment, which nicknames are. I wasn't calling her terms of endearment all the time because we wasn't really close like that. Same shit. So it's coming off a little manipulative on Tawanda's part to be referring to this dude. I was about to call him a kid because I feel like he's being acting coddled like he's some child, like he's not a grown adult male in a marriage, and he can't take care of his mother's affairs, and that's his fucking blood. This is what I said on Twitter. That's how I know y'all be fixing your man's plate before you fix your kid's plate. You be feeding that nigga before you feed your blood. Yeah, that's y'all. That's y'all out there. Mike, well, why Kevin Sr. can't be in charge because according to the people, he's already dishonored his wife's wishes in her death. She didn't want nothing done. What you doing? If you're doing anything when she said she didn't want anything done, you are dishonoring her death wishes. That's why you weren't put in charge, because she knew what the fuck you were going to do, because she, better than anybody, knows that man. I keep wanting to call him Kevin. His name is Kevin, right? Yeah, Kevin. I'm thinking of Wendy Williams. Yeah, motherfucker. And then the sisters, y'all wasn't really cool with the girl, but y'all don't really fuck with Kevin because you already know how he's done your sister, right? Y'all already know. So, no. And he don't get no platform. No, he don't. Girl, no, this is our shit. No. Go and put a fucking camera in a goddamn mount and turn on your goddamn YouTube. Kevin Jr., Sr., or whoever the fuck you are, if you want to tell your goddamn story. And I love that the son said, I'm blood. You not. Yeah, I'm named after you and got your last name. But nigga, she's my blood. You and her ain't blood. So it only makes sense for her to put her bloodline in charge. Y'all like I'm telling you, the stock y'all put into people, they not even related to you. No blood, no nothing. Over your children. It's crazy to me. It's crazy. It's crazy to me. She knew in her death what she wanted. And I'm so glad she knew it. She knew she had to protect herself in the form of a fucking lawyer and have it videoed down to the iPod. Yeah. Oh, she knew, because she knew her husband better than y'all know her husband. Y'all want to put the nigga in charge, knowing how these motherfuckers act when a woman dies. Hey, motherfucking B. Smith, the black woman, lifestyle woman before Martha Stewart. Martha Stewart is the black B. Smith. Please let the record show. Okay? Let the record show. Her husband, she was having issues, dementia. He already had a bitch in the house. How y'all don't act like these niggas don't fucking act crazy when somebody dies? Girl, no. Hell no. Hell no. And the only person I trust with doing right by Tracy is Trina. That's the only person I feel like with the son, as it relates to the son, to make sure, like, no, we're not playing these games. These are her wishes. This is what it is. You don't need to be in charge of nothing, Kevin, husband. You ain't related. Y'all ain't related. Y'all ain't related. Y'all ain't related. Y'all not related to them niggas. Y'all be putting on pedestals. Y'all not related to them. Your kids, that's your blood. Them is your babies. Trying to tell you, she put her baby in charge, honey, her child. Ain't that her only child? Exactly. I'm putting you in charge. And then Trina, you watch over him, because he's still a man, and he's still a man, and he's still a man, girl. Son or not, still watch him, because we know how people do people in their death. So it's always somebody got to watch the person who gets put in charge. Somebody else needs to be watching the person who got put in charge. That's how it needs to go. You're going to oversee all the things, but somebody's going to be watching you just to make sure. But yeah, Tracy knew her husband. She knows her child. Like I said on Twitter, all the time. Siblings, when there's multiple siblings and a parent dies, You know, when the parent dies, you're often shocked on who they put in charge. They know who not to put in charge. They know what sibling not to put in charge. They know, because they know how they will act. They know their children. I'm trying to tell you. I'm trying to tell you. They know who to put in charge when they die. And if that person is not available because they're estranged, they know who next to put in charge of the affairs when they die. Trust me. Parents know when my grandmother died, she put my aunt in charge. She knew good and goddamn well my uncle was not about to do right by her in her death. And she knew my mother probably couldn't handle it. Too emotional, too much, scared of everything. She knew the person with the level head was the youngest, the baby, my aunt. She knew she's the one I'm going to put in charge, because she's the one, she got all her shit together. And I know she's going to make the most level-headed decisions. Although I wish she didn't sell my grandmother's home, but it is what it is. It goes like that. So it's funny how people are on the internet acting like fucking Kevin is supposed to be in charge when you know how these niggas be acting. Like, I'm like, girl. And then that's why I feel like y'all playing, like, I feel like it's a role. It's like you're just saying out loud, like, oh, it should be Kevin. Kevin has a right. A right to what? He don't have no right, because in her death, she said her son, she's giving the rights to her son. So Kevin don't have no rights. And isn't that the reason why y'all jumping up and skipping and hopping down to the courthouse? So in death, in case something happens, girl, you can have some say, because motherfuckers have they shit in order. And you don't have to know shit about what that nigga has in order. He probably don't have nothing in order. But people have things in order, and in death, you will fucking know. They will have their last word. I'm putting my son in charge. And the sisters, y'all watch over him. Make sure he does right. Because y'all know what the fuck I went through with that man. Yeah, we stayed married because I saw Evelyn and Michael do it. But goddamn it, in my death, I ain't giving that. I'm not letting him do shit. And what did he do? Go down there and do something that she didn't want done. So boom, that should be the end of it. He did exactly that. That should have been proof right there. Oh, that's why. That's why she didn't put you in charge. She said she didn't want nothing done. And what you doing? You doing something? She didn't want nothing done, and you doing something. You didn't honor that person's wishes in their death. That's why you weren't put in charge. Baby, when I tell you how many people, baby, and that's why I'm saying, like, people acting funny, like they don't know how motherfuckers be acting in death when somebody dies. That's why people looking at Tawanda crazy. Stop calling that boy by a name you only called him maybe 5 times. Somebody asked him, did she ever call you? Remember her calling you Scratchy? Yeah, maybe once or twice, but not that much, because we ain't even close like that. Y'all acting like you was close to Tracy. Tracy wasn't, y'all moved all over. Tracy was the only one that stayed in Baltimore. Am I wrong? Because I don't really keep up with them like that, but I know enough to know a little bit. She was the only one who stayed back, right? And wasn't really around, didn't come around too much. It's always something. It was always something. So y'all need to honor that lady's wishes in her. If anything, because she felt like she felt like she wasn't heard. That was Tracy's biggest gripe. She wasn't heard. Can y'all at least listen to her in her death? God damn. That's it. Honor people's wishes in their death. Kevin, you better be lucky she ain't whispering to you every time you fall asleep, because you dishonored her in her death. That's the reason why you weren't put in charge. Now I need to get back to King Harris. King Harris, girl. I'm going to read some of the comments. A father at just 19 years old with his maturity level is insane. Who had sex with him? We do not need another one of him, right? You got to be mindful. That's what I'm saying. Somebody asked me, I posted a picture of myself when I was 15 years old. Somebody asked me, what would I have told that 15-year-old girl? I honestly, truly wish that at 15 years old, 15, somebody, a sage, would have recognized what needed to be recognized and took me and made me devote my life to me, because it's always been in me, but still, like, I wish that I wasn't able to be duped, participated in any of these systems. None of them. None of them. None of them. None of them. And took me and trained me and initiated me, and I devoted my life to God. That's it. That's I wish. I wish I never came in contact with, I promise you, I never came in contact with a male body sexually. I wish I would have, whatever you want to call virgin or whatever, never, forever devoted my life. If somebody would have deconstructed all this shit for me at that age, 15, and deconstructed all this shit, and just like literally like Luke Skywalker and like motherfucking Obi-Wan, and had those teachers and masters on your fool's journey. And that's it. The journey is yours. I loved what JohnCena said about having children. Speaking of that's why this kind of shit, like 19 years old, you're a unruly, undisciplined, no woman should have ever been that close to King Harris to get pregnant, to put his penis, that someone like that, girls should have been trained. Do not go near that for no reason. I don't care who his father is. I don't care how much money he has. Don't go near him. That girl who is pregnant by King Harris, who is about to duplicate his DNA. No, and it's nothing about marriage. It don't have shit to do. Oh, she should have been. No, it ain't nothing about marriage or being in a relationship. None of that. She's about to duplicate that terrorist's DNA. I hope it comes out the spitting image of him. I hope it looks like King had that baby. I hope it does. I hope it does. JohnCena, he said about having children. I want you to hear it. I'm going to see if I can find it on TikTok. Here.
Where are you on kids now? I don't want them. You don't? No, I'm still there. I'm 47. I don't have them. You don't want a little Johnny? So, or Joanna? That's great, and that's usually what everyone says. And I got to tell you, it's not the easiest out there, because a lot of why we're here is to reproduce. I have a certain curiosity about life, and I also know the investment that it takes. Mm-hmm. And my biggest fear is, as someone who's driven, many times stubborn and selfish, I try to approach the world with kindness and curiosity, but I don't think I'm personally ready, nor will I ever be, to invest the time it needs to be a great parent, because I want to live life for all it is, and I still have a lot to do, and I still want to do a lot. I have a wonderful partner I do it with. We've had open conversations about this. We share the same values. It's a tough subject to talk about, because it immediately puts you in a category, and we can't help but judge. People are human nature. We're all judgmental. I'd like to believe that I operate under the construct that everyone's okay living their life, and I can tell you, this is not like a knee-jerk reaction. I've thought long and hard about this, even as my youngest age is like 15, 16. I remember thinking about it. Where are you on kids now?
That is being in your masculine. Ego is when you want to keep reproducing because don't you want a little Johnny? No. And guess what? They're not a little you. They're not your fingerprint. They are not you. Not you. So it's very selfish, like that woman was telling Cam Newton.